Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Afro News at Noon, where we give you just a bite-sized taste of news that you can use. I am Misha Green, DC and digital editor, and I'm here with the lovely ladies of Team Editorial. um, Look, we have a lot of work to do this week, y'all. It's our We're Still Here week. So we're gonna just hop on in with our normal schedule for news at noon, starting with our weekend wow. I'm really cracking up because I keep thinking Jessica is gonna say something because her smile is so beautiful, but it's just her picture.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm but a picture this week. Technical difficulty.
It's so beautiful. Rev, share your weekend wow.
Well, I have to jump right in because I never have one, So this week was the weekend of elegance because the Baldwin dynasty did family pictures for Christmas. We usually do them a couple of times a year. And my oldest daughter loves Christmas. So everything was just, we got there and we had fresh breakfast cooked for us. And, the photographer came to the mansion and took the pictures and all that. And I just always have a great time seeing all the grands and the great grands and all of that. So we had a really good time on Saturday. And shout out to my granddaughter at Messiah College who couldn't come because she had finals over the weekend. But we got her on the iPad, so she gets included in the pictures too.
Oh,
so that was my wow weekend.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
Rev,
right.
are the pictures going to be available by next week so that we can show it in next week's episode?
That might be possible, one or two.
You gotta give us a teaser.
I might be able to show one or two.
Okay. Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. What about you, Megan?
On Friday, I went to a Christmas cookie making party. So we wore some like ugly Christmas sweaters, and I made double chocolate chip cookies and then double chocolate chip with pecan cookies. So it was really fun and delicious. Obviously, we got to taste all the batter and things like that. So, yeah.
I'm gonna have to start hanging out with Megan on the weekend.
I'm telling you, she knows where all the good stuff is.
Yes, every weekend it's always something.
Yep.
Yeah. Got to keep busy. Got to have some fun on the weekends too, in addition to work.
Yeah. What'd you do, Jess?
I was home and I just chilled and cleaned up and just kind of watched all my shows that I had fallen behind on. So that was my weekend. I gotta get like y'all. I gotta start doing stuff.
I didn't do anything either, Jess. The biggest thing for me was a long run. Y'all know I'm a big time runner. I think our News at Noon folks know that as well by now. But I have been giving a break up on my runs and just doing in-home workouts because it's so cold. And I like running with the mask in the cold because I'm a germaphobe and the mask helps, but it's just been way too cold. But we had such a warm Saturday that I said, let me go ahead and do it. And my whole body hurts. Even though I've been working out, it's that change of working out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, I could not have a fun, ugly Christmas sweater or be pretty in nobody's pictures this weekend because my whole body hates me right now.
You were in recovery. That's what that was.
I after my run, I really slept like all Saturday and Sunday.
But because the weather is so cold, you have to make sure that you stretch and do everything like that so your muscles don't like tighten up.
Yes. That's a good point. Maybe we need to add that to our Monday ritual, y'all. Is some good stretching.
Yes, yoga with the afro.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Rev said, no time for that. We already have 40,000 things to do.
Okay.
So moving right along, Rev, what is this week?
Well, actually, I can answer that one, Misha. Rev, if you don't mind.
Go on, Jessica.
Okay. So we are still here. It is our last special edition for the year. And we're talking about the global impact of African Americans. Yes, Black people, people of African descent. We have broken barriers, we've paved the way, and we've invented things that have changed the world. So we really just want to end off the year right by acknowledging them, appreciating our history, our real history, not the history that we were taught. And this edition is really just going to amplify those stories. So we don't want to give too much away, but I'm going to toss to Megan so that she can kind of talk about her story, for this edition, because we're really excited about it. And we got it, y'all. Okay, it's coming, hot and fresh.
Yeah, so I wrote about the hidden figures, and I actually really enjoyed writing the story because I remember seeing the movie when I was in high school with a friend. I was in STEM in high school, so we got extra credit to go see the movie, which was nice, but I also got a really good experience out of it just because it's something that I would have never known about. I feel like without the movie and the book and things like that. But I kind of explored the different hidden figures and kind of what their role was as human computers. It's crazy to me that there was a time where we couldn't use calculators to figure out the trajectories of space flights and things like that. So I kind of explore that, and then also just into the larger conversation about Black women in STEM and how there needs to be greater representation there. But yeah.
Nice.
And Katherine Johnson actually spoke at my graduation at Hampton. I mean, yeah, so it was just great. I think it was back 2017. But yeah, so it was great to see her. I mean, honey, she was out there in that heat, so I was a little concerned, but she made it through, and it was just great to really just see her because it was shortly after the movie came out. So it was, still a lot of buzz about it, and she went to Hampton. She's from Hampton, so it was just awesome.
And the AFRO had, I guess, as our 125th anniversary awardee, which is so crazy to say because that I feel like that just happened. But anyway, our 125th anniversary awardee was to Margaret. Let me fact check her name. I think it's Margaret Shetterly, the woman who wrote Hidden Figures, the author of the book Hidden Figures, and she actually used the AFRO archives, which was we know is super extensive, but particularly was super extensive in relation to learning about the hidden figures. So the AFRO is always a part of any story when it comes to Black excellence and Black legacy. So shout out to the author of Hidden Figures, who I don't want to get her name incorrect. So we're going to fact check that by the end of the episode. I'll give that to y'all. But the AFRO has been all a part of that since the very beginning. I'll just share a quick tease of my We're Still Here story, which will be about James Baldwin and Josephine Baker, or as I call them in my article, the JBs, and how they had a major impact actually in Europe. And they were able to use the Black culture and their talents as Black African Americans and take it abroad. And then also raise awareness about what really is happening and what was happening, in the United States at their time, as well as be representatives of Black culture and what it means to be a Black American all in totality, as opposed to what was seen in media at that time. So make sure you check out all the amazing stories in this upcoming We're Still Here edition. We have a whole lot of information that I think will be very valuable to you all around your Christmas and Kwanzaa and holiday New Year's tables. So Rev.
And just like that.
Yes. And just like
that, I will jump all the way into January.
Next
because We have been asking for about 3 months now for the young people in your neighborhood who are 35 and under, who are changing the world from their front steps. Okay. The ones who are getting out the vote, the ones who are helping out with the younger kids, the ones who are on debate teams, the ones who are explaining civics to younger people, whatever they're doing, if they're feeding the hungry, if they're helping those with addiction problems and all that, we want to honor them. We want to recognize them. And we've been asking for 3 months. So if I don't get some stuff in my mailbox at editor@afro.com pretty soon, like the end of this week, I'm gonna have to start putting all my grandchildren and all those people in there because we're gonna honor some young people come January.
That's
So I
right.
know you've got a niece, you've got a nephew, you've got somebody in your church who's making a huge difference. All we want to do is interview them and take their picture and put it in the Afro so that they can understand that what they're doing is worthwhile, but also that we think what they're doing is worthwhile. So we need your help. Send the picture, send the name, send the contact information to me at editor@afro.com. Or if you want to send it to our DC editor, send it to Misha Green at afro.com. Okay, that's it.
That is
That's it.
We have so much to do, y'all, that we are going to wrap up today's episode. But we are always so happy that you are tapped in to all that we have going on with the Afro. But if you feel like you're not getting enough, that's okay. You can just go to subs@afro.com. You can go to afro.com, become a member, become a subscriber, and check out all that we have. Every single day at noon, we have a new story for you. And of course, we have all of our digital programming, so you don't want to miss out on all that we have for you. And with that said, take care, guys. Be safe.